Yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. It is Thursday, and I've just finished watching NXT. I know I'm a few days behind, but NXT is not the easiest one to go, oh, I really want to watch that, because it is the lower brand. But regardless, let's get into it. First things first, let's talk main event. Let's talk Stephanie Vaquer defending both the NXT North American Championship and the NXT Women's Championship in the same night, opening up the show and ending the show. Now, it's a bit bold of them to open up the show with the NXT Women's Championship match and then end the show with the North American Championship match. The mid-card title being put over the main title there. But I guess that's because it's Jada Parker for the NXT Women's Championship and it's Fallon Henley for the NXT North American Championship, who they've been in a feud with. So fair enough. I like this from WWE when they have double champs. I don't like when they unify belts. I don't like when they defend both at the same time. I like when they defend each title individually. I like that they put Stephanie Vaquer in 2 matches in one night. It builds her up as a star, builds her up as a champion. It's just amazing. It also puts an end to the Fallon Henley story, and it means we get something from the Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan feud. Now, Stephanie Vaquer retained both times, as predicted. Towards the end of the night, Jordan Grace cost Jada Parker the NXT Women's Championship match after Jada Parker obviously attacked her last week. And then in the main event, after Stephanie Vaquer beat Fallon Henley, Fatal Influence all jumped Stephanie Vaquer. Jordan Grace got involved, beat them all up, had a stare down with Stephanie Vaquer. Jada Parker came out to come beat her up, and Jordan Grace threw her away. So it looks like at some point we're going to get Jada Parker versus Jordan Grace, and what it's looking like to me is that Stand and Deliver, we get Stephanie Vaquer versus Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's Championship. Why the NXT Women's Championship? Because when Jordan Grace aided Stephanie Vaquer in the attack, she handed back the NXT North American Championship, and then she was reluctant to hand back the NXT Women's Championship, which means she wants that one, and that's the match we're potentially going to get at Stand and Deliver, and I am here for it. What I will say is, don't give Jordan Grace the belt straight away. I know she's a specimen and she's probably one of the best women's wrestlers of all time, but it's too soon. Let Stephanie Vaquer have her reign. Julia didn't really have her reign. She had like a month or two. Let Stephanie Vaquer have her reign. Jordan Grace can get it later. There's much more they can do with Jordan Grace right now. Then tonight we had there was a little thing between Chase U, who's not really a thing anymore, and Ethan Page. So it ended up being that Andre Chase, is that his name? Andre Chase? I'm right, yeah. Had a match with Ethan Page just because there was a little argument backstage. And as Ethan Page was making his entrance, Ricky Saints walked right past him. Obviously, they have this feud going on. Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, who has the bigger ego. One's a face, one's a heel. They both came from AEW, so we know how that's going to go. And that's a future potential match. And Ethan Page won the match, but obviously there's a bit of a thing between Ricky Saints and Ethan Page, but there's also a bit of a thing between the North American champion, Shawn Spears, and Ricky Saints, and Shawn Spears attacked Ricky Saints while he was arguing with Ethan Page. Now, I did think that we were going to get Ricky Saints versus Shawn Spears for the North American Championship at Stand and Deliver, but it turns out we're getting that next week. So now I think it's going to be Ricky Saints versus Ethan Page at Stand and Deliver. Whether that is with Ricky Saints carrying the North American Championship or it's just a one-on-one match, I don't know. I think it's probably better to do just a one-on-one match and let Shawn Spears have the North American Championship, which probably alludes to my prediction next week. Speaking of North American Championship, the former North American champion, Tony D'Angelo, has had a bit of a story going on, not felt safe because of the Shawn Spears situation, and then that so all ended as the D'Angelo family lost to Shawn Spears' team, whatever they're called, the Culling, last week, at the hands of the four men who've been attacking everyone. The four men who've been attacking everyone have now got a thing for Tony D'Angelo, and Tony D'Angelo had another cutscene with the family, just talking things up, seeing people are talking, and he had a moment with Stax saying, "Are you good? I've known you since you were a kid," and stuff like that. So we've got a story. I wasn't really paying attention that much, but we've got a story between the family and those four attackers. And obviously the four attackers caused a crazy scene last week when they made a fight happen between Obafemi, Trick Williams, Javon Evans and the whole roster. And because of that, in the middle of an argument between Nathan Fraser and Axiom, Obafemi was storming his way in. Now, Nathan Fraser and Axiom were arguing as tag team champions because they've been tag team champions for so long, and now they were having a bit of an argument, and we're like, whoa, what's going on? Could there be a bit of a bend in the relationship there? Could this allude to maybe new NXT tag team champions in the future? I mean, we've just had Hank and Tank beat Wesley's guys, and they had a bit of mentorship from, well, they didn't beat Wesley's guys. Wesley guys won the match, but they faced them off against them, and they had Motor Machine Guns in their corner, not in their corner, but in the back, giving them a bit of advice. Didn't work out, and then they went back to Motor Machine Guns, like, what the hell? And they were like, you've got to persevere, that's how you make it in this business. Giving them some speeches, giving them a bit of advice. Now, maybe that's a hint at Hank and Tank developing as a tag team in the future. Maybe Hank and Tank are the one to beat for Axiom, which would be interesting. But back to the topic of Obafemi storming in, looking all mad and stuff. Javon Evans was having a match with Lexus King after he punched him in the face last week for the Heritage Cup Championship. And Obafemi came out, straight up powerbombed Javon Evans on the ring apron, costing Javon Evans the match and costing him the Heritage Cup Championship. But that's really irrelevant because obviously Javon Evans started fighting Obafemi again, and Trick Williams got involved, and the four men caused the place to go dark, and that fight thing happened again. And I don't mind it because it's quite sick. The music playing while the lights are low and everyone's fighting, that's cool. That's cool. Stand and deliver, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Obafemi. You see it happening. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, I won't lie. NXT wasn't that bad. Wasn't nothing major like, whoa, it's just, it was watchable though. And I believe I've covered most things. If I haven't covered something, it's probably because it wasn't important. But I'm excited for the stories heading on. And what I'm most excited for is SmackDown tomorrow, because A, it's in London. B, it's 8 o'clock UK time. C, I'll be there live in person. I'm travelling there to London tomorrow to see it live. I'm wearing my John Cena shirt, even though John Cena's not going to be there. I was going to take my Kevin Owens shirt as well, but I have forgot it at a different house, so I now don't have it with me. And it's such a shame because Kevin Owens is likely to be there and I won't have my shirt to be like, yo, Kevin. But it's fine. I'll rep John Cena's shirt and John Cena's last year. Whether he's here or not, he's still my hero, still my guy, the person who got me into WWE. Kevin Owens may be my current favourite. But I would not like Kevin Owens if it wasn't for John Cena and if it wasn't for Kevin Owens beating John Cena. So yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.